The undermanned Raptors can't get it done against a well-equipped Brooklyn Nets team. 112-98 is the final. We are live in Real Sports. Welcome to Raptors Tonight. I'm Randy Urban, joined by Jack Armstrong, Leo Rautins, and Paul Jones. And welcome to everyone watching on YouTube. Send in your questions, your comments. Jack's going to answer all of them. Leo will answer none of them. He'll just be stuffing his face.
And I'll just be eating.
And you'll be eating too. Jack, injuries aside, let's get right into it. Your impressions of the game tonight?
Hey, Jack, is there any more coffee?
Yes, there's coffee. Yep, no problem. Got to have a little black coffee. Keep it.
Waiter here?
I would say the biggest difference was the third quarter, the shooting. The Nets were unbelievable. Kyrie, 19 points in the third.
Yeah.
And three-point shooting. The Nets beat the Raptors tonight by 30 points from behind the arc. So I thought the Nets ball movement. Here's the other thing. You take Pascal Siakam, Fred VanVleet, and Scotty Barnes off the court, you don't have a lot of playmaking. And I think that really hurts your team. They struggle to generate flow and continuity in their offense tonight.
Jack, to your point about the third quarter, I thought they struggled with their playmaking, which led to very difficult contested shots, off balance, off time, like timing. Now you take a bad shot when your team's not ready. Now your defensive balance is messed up, and they're running out 4-on-2 with a hot Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
And you could see, and I always say this, in a basketball game, confidence in a basketball game is like money in a poker game, a zero sum. If you got lots, I got a little. And the Nets' confidence started to grow. And you saw even Kyrie getting in a stance and guarding people. They were like, hey, this defense thing works against this undermanned team. And I thought the first 5 minutes of the third quarter, the lead ballooned, and I just thought Toronto was going to have a tough time to get it back.
You got to put a game like that in perspective, right? So if you take the Nets and projections, forget all the chaos that's been going on, but you project Irving, Simmons, Durant, supporting group all healthy, people think this is a pretty good team, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now they're healthy, they're coming in and playing. Raptors are a fraction of who they are.
Yep.
Hey, winning in this league is hard. You could talk to any coach, even when you're healthy, it's hard. And now you go in a situation like this where you're not just undermanned. You got, like I said, you got half a team, and when you don't have playmakers, like Jack said. So, hey, all you can do is play hard. And Nick Nurse made the point. Like, this guy's a mad scientist that loves this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But you don't love it every day, every game.
Yeah.
And that's what he's dealing with right now.
Yeah.
So, you just got to stay positive, keep up, and realize, the cavalry's coming.
They did something tonight that I've never seen. On the opening tip,
They double teamed.
they dropped.
Right away.
Gotta steal out of
Kevin
it,
Durant
too.
walked right over to Nick and was like saying,
Yeah,
this is amazing. I've never seen anything like this.
that was hilarious.
And that said, Randy, look at the stats from, I call him Old Man River now, Thad Young. You guys did on the podcast, you guys did a thing about nicknames.
Yeah.
I guess I never use a nickname for a guy unless he approves it. So I'd have to talk to Thad about that one. But so smooth, man. Like Old Man River, he just keeps going. Tonight, like the heart and soul again tonight, playing on the inside against bigger, stronger, younger guys, able to finesse them, walk them around, score on the inside, rebound, like kind of quarterback the offense from where he was. The guy's a great vet. He is a great vet.
Think about this. What is the value of a vet? Okay? A few weeks ago, what was the storyline?
He wasn't playing.
Guy's not playing. Guy's not happy. This or that. Everybody's saying all this stuff. He's not. Everybody else is saying all this stuff, right? What are you going to do with this guy? NBA, the life changes daily.
Yes.
Daily.
And all you got to do is
Hourly.
grind, because you don't know when that change is going to impact you.
Yeah.
So what does he do? He grinds. So now if you're a young guy in this Raptors team, you watch the guy not play,
Yeah.
all of a sudden being not only a contributor, but a solid major contributor. And you're going, okay. All right, so when I'm not playing, what do? I go to the gym, I grind just like he did, because he's been in this league 100 years, and that's the way he does it. And then when his opportunity came, he was ready, and he shined. And so that, the value of veterans is not just about winning games, it's teaching these young guys, this is how you do it,
It's interesting, too. I think through this, for Nick Nurse, as we come out of it and they get healthier, I mean, he can play Thad Young at the 5 spot.
Yeah.
And, you can go small ball a lot.
Yeah.
So to me, I think they have, Koloko is a young player, and you're trying to give him minutes here and there. But I think as you go along this year, you might see a guy like Thad Young play a little bit more at the 5 spot.
Yeah.
And you play a little smaller because you have that switchability anyway in your roster.
Hernan Gomez,
I was going to say,
he has no light, and look what he's starting to do.
I was going to say that. Juancho, again.
Yeah, got on the glass.
He rebounds like he's a great team defender. He's using his length, getting deflections, steals. He's in the passing lane, and they say, okay, well, we'll square him up and take him one-on-one. He does a good enough job, and the team around him, that they can get stops.
Yeah.
I really like what Juancho's done, dating back to the game, like a week ago against Miami. He was on the floor for a 21-0 run, didn't score a point.
Yeah.
Knows what he's doing.
Jack, from a coach's standpoint, sometimes you want to evaluate your guys, right? You're looking for minutes, right? It's hard to sometimes get a guy in and evaluate him properly, right? And that it's going to affect you, how you look at him. All of a sudden, things change around him, and now you're going, wow, okay. Now you're starting to see your guy in a different light that maybe you wouldn't have seen had all this not happened.
You're right.
So now you're going to go, okay, I liked what I saw. Can I plug him in when we have everybody?
And that's just it. Like you said, the cavalry's coming back.
Right.
And because those guys have had those reps, they're going to be better when they go in the game. It's tough now, but you got to ride it out because I think you're going to be better on the other side.
Yeah.
I did like the run that they put together there in the second quarter. The energy. Brooklyn came out focused, right? Because they lost last night against an undermanned Philadelphia team. They're thinking, okay, we can't do this again, right? So they came out focused. You saw that, and the Raptors weathered that storm well, down to 15, and all of a sudden they're up.
Yeah, and the interesting thing, they kept beating them in the fact that number of free throws taken, number of field goals, number of possessions, extra opportunities. They were just outplaying them, outworking them. The problem is they're only shooting like 33, 34%. Right. The Nets are shooting in the high 50s. Now, that number's deceiving because you're turning them over a lot. So, a lot of times teams that turn people over traditionally don't have great field goal percentage defense.
Yeah.
One affects the other.
Yeah.
But to me, I think for the Raptors, it's all about getting extra possessions. And I thought their formula worked for a half. And give the Nets credit at halftime. They came out and adjusted to that. And their defense really picked up. And I give Ben Simmons a lot of credit.
Oh, yeah.
He set the tone at the point of attack with his defense.
He looks happier, Jack.
He looks better. The last 3-4 games now, he's starting to round into shape.
Well, and he's starting to settle in. Like at one point tonight, I don't know what his final stats were, but he was 7 of 9. I don't think he took a shot outside 5 feet.
And he doesn't have to.
But that's just it. He doesn't. He's figuring it out now.
You just can't disappear.
The other guys.
If you got to post up, take it.
Yeah.
You can't just not take shots.
Yeah.
You had a couple of dunks this night. You got to take those. And remember, Philly kind of stopped.
Yeah.
You got to take those.
And just one point, like Joe Harris is not back yet. You can tell he's struggling, and they don't have Seth Curry tonight.
Yeah.
You add that many more shooters. If you're Ben Simmons, all you have to do is what you guys said.
It was funny. At one point, the Raptors were doubling Durant, taking the ball out of his hands. He looked for Ben Simmons. So instead of a 4-on-3, now it's a 3-on-2. Or, when Ben gets the ball. And he's a guy that's looking to facilitate.
He has great vision.
He's driving and he's passing.
He's got great size. The CC's over.
Yeah.
Speaking of great size, we got a question coming in from somebody that works here.
Oh, wow, we have
work security.
So not only security,
what's your
but
name?
questions.
Janikin.
Hi there.
Janikin, all right. How you doing, Janikin?
This is Jack.
Right.
I know Jack.
Good.
Good, yeah.
Jonesy. You got Janikin
What do you got, man? What do you got?
First of all, tell us what you do.
So I do.
Because I see you looking pretty good.
Yeah, no, I take care of real sports here.
Yeah.
Make sure everybody's safe and sound.
Who here needs the most security?
What do you
That
mean?
guy right
Out
there.
here.
Oh, you guys. I don't know.
He's got an album. He's got an album.
This guy, yeah.
Anybody with an album
Rock
needs security.
Well, I'll just tell Jack to get that garbage out of here.
There you
so.
go. Yeah, all right. You got a question for us? Hit us.
Yes. So, being a shorthanded team today, would you guys strategize anything differently going against a powerhouse team like Brooklyn Nets today with KD? And
I think they did exactly what you have to do. They tried to junk it up and speed it up, and trap and scramble and change looks. I mean, it's difficult to actually do anything different. You got to, and you only got to.
You reach in the bag, you try something. If it works, you ride it. If it doesn't, you reach in again. If it doesn't, you throw it out. You reach in. You keep finding stuff.
They played the triangle in 2 in the second quarter.
They did everything.
Comeback. They did everything, and the tricks work for a while.
okay.
But the longer you go against better talent, it's Jack's
figure it
phrase.
out.
You get exposed.
Yeah.
They figure it out, and you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
Nice.
Great question. Great question. Yeah.
Thank you for keeping us secure, Janet.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
This guy's trouble, by the way.
You want chicken wing for the road?
You want me to kick this guy out?
No. You want chicken wing for the
No,
road?
I'm good.
Just
Yeah.
take one.
Thank
He's
you
working.
so much.
Is it true? The rumor is that there's so many women that are chasing after Randy that you have to keep them out.
I don't
is that
know,
true?
bro.
About 5 a night.
5?
Yeah. That's the usual.
You told me to.
All right.
You told me.
He's Toronto's most eligible
Wait a minute.
bachelor.
You told me 15 to 20. He says 5.
Give or take. Depends if it's a Monday or Tuesday or Friday or Saturday.
Awesome.
Anyway,
Sounds good.
Tell him tall
Thank you,
tales.
man.
Thank you, Jack.
Thank you.
I
All right, you
Nice
got
to meet
it.
you guys.
All right.
Thank you.
Tall tales, man.
All right, we'll bring in,
Hey, we got
security people. We'll bring in
I
muscle in.
15 to 20 to 5. Unbelievable.
All right, let's change the subject, shall we?
Yeah, of course.
Go right ahead.
Good timing.
Nick, there's sort of called out Gary Trent's defense, just a little bit disappointed. Wants him to be more disruptive, and if he's not being disruptive, it doesn't really fit what they're trying to do. How do you think he played
Drinking a
today?
lot of coffee there.
How do you respond to that, Jonesy?
It's funny because it's one of those things, Randy, where it reads differently in print than it does when you're at practice and hearing Nick's voice.
Right.
And I don't think he was, standing in front of the microphone going, "Oh, this guy's got to play." It was just, we need him to do this and that. But I don't think it was a direct call out in that sense.
No.
And that's not Nick. That's not Nick's personality. And what he's saying is, every guy that I put in the game, I know what he's capable of. I need that from him
Exactly.
to the maximum
Yes,
degree.
exactly.
That's how I interpret it.
100%.
And he did that tonight.
For sure, he was much
Yeah,
more
You
active.
can't do that if you don't have respect to your players, right? And you can't call out the bottom of the totem pole and leave out the top. You got to call out anybody and everybody.
Yeah.
And Nick will do that, and he can do that because he's got respect to this team.
Yeah.
They trust him, they listen to him, they believe in what he says, and he's got that ability to say that.
And in 2022 in the NBA, you don't see that much.
No.
It's a different
Everything
league.
sugarcoated.
I've said this many times. In a copycat league, Nick is an innovator.
Yeah.
Like the things he does or the things he did and started, other people are now doing. Box and ones, zones, presses. Like he used the zone extensively, and now other people are using zones. Not that they didn't like. It's like wait a minute. I was afraid to use the zone, but this guy's using it and it's worked.
Nick's not afraid doing it.
He's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
He's not.
We got a YouTube question? We have a YouTube question? What do we got? Thanks, Chris.
YouTube
Appreciate
question.
it. This is from Victor
Now,
Trong.
is YouTube on index cards? Is that how it works?
No, like he's
Oh, he
managing
wrote it
the
down
stream. He's
from
wrote it
YouTube.
down, brings
I
it
got
over
it,
here.
okay.
Yeah, it's just
Technology, we go back to
We go back to the good old days right here.
Tried to bring in a carrier pigeon, but they won't let
Well,
them in.
that's right.
in-
The Pony Express, whatever.
Maybe one of the 5 girls can bring in those.
Okay.
15.
This one is from Victor Trong. How serious do we take these losses with a lot of our guys out?
You can't beat yourself up over it. Obviously, you're very conscious of where the standings are. Everybody is.
Yeah.
But you got to be realistic, right? And you can't go over the top on the losses because the last thing you want to do is have guys mentally get bogged down by that
Yeah.
when a lot of it is out of your control right now.
Yes.
So you try to keep it competitive. Don't give games away if you got them. Try to scramble, get what you can. Keep playing.
They were 9-14 last year. Remember that. At one point, right?
Finish at 48, right?
Right.
And they were 8-10 after 18 games
Right.
last year. So now they're
9-9.
So they're, as bad as things seem, they are right now. They're a game better than where they were a year ago. I mean, who knows? They could win.
Bad as
the
it
question-
seems, you're what, a month in?
Yeah, to the
Come on.
question, Randy.
Yeah.
As Leo says, you can't beat yourself up. I mean, a loss is a loss. You got to take it seriously. And everybody's looking back. Yeah, you could have stole that one in Atlanta. You didn't. Well, you got to steal another one now as you're shorthanded. And then when the guys get healthy, hopefully you start socking away wins.
Those are the ones that bite you. Like when you play well enough to win it, when something happens,
You know,
it takes
yeah,
away.
it's-
Those are the ones that bite.
Saturday night hurt in
Yeah,
Atlanta.
a game like this is a game. It's
I think of Jack's phrase. Jack has a phrase, and I love it. You get what you deserve. I thought the Raptors for 30.
That up?
No, I've heard him say it in terms of
You
the
get what
game.
you earn, you get what you deserve.
I
think it
thought
was
the
a song.
Raptors
I think it probably is a song.
I
It's
thought
on the
I
album.
gotta
It's
cut an
on the
album.
earned. They deserve like for 45 minutes
Yes.
on Saturday night in Atlanta.
Yes.
They were the better team.
Yeah.
And it just the basketball gods didn't give it. So those are the ones, you turn the page on those and you keep grinding because it's going to turn when you get everybody healthy.
But if I had to pick one thing from tonight watching, the Nets were able to score easily, and the Raptors couldn't. And what's the difference? A lot of it's talent. I think if you have a full, healthy Raptor roster out there tonight against this Net team, I think you feel totally different about your team.
Oh, for sure.
So that's the reason why I don't get too concerned, because you'll get it back together.
We talked about Thad playing well. We talked about Gary Trent responding, defensively playing better. Was there another standout performance? I love when Doughton Jr. gets out there. He just makes it happen.
I like Jeff.
Yeah.
When I first saw him in the summer league, a quick evaluation. This guy's quick.
Yes. Wants the
heady,
ball. Wants the ball in
he's
moments.
Smart. He's got some old.
And he's got size.
Got size. He's got some old-fashioned point guard values. Distribute the ball. But when you lay off me, I'm going to hurt you. It brings people out. Distribute the ball again. I like the kid. I like his moxie. I think he's real smart. He's real heady, and I like the way he plays.
Can we switch gears real quick here?
Sure.
Before we end the show. Did you guys saw Patrick Beverley body check DeAndre Ayton?
Yeah.
Comment or no comment?
That's Patrick Beverley, though. Like, no, he is an instigator. I mean, he's a feisty guy.
Yeah.
And you know you're going to get that with him. I mean, has there been a year that he's played in the league where he hasn't had some sort of incident or altercation?
If he's not on your team, you want to kill him.
That's
If
right.
he's on your team, you love him.
Yeah. Anthony Davis says we're never going to let anyone stand over our teammate, make them feel like they're not a man. That's disrespectful in a sense. Just having each other's back, I think that's all it was. You agree with that or disagree?
Yeah,
I mean, he shoved Chris Paul in the back the other time too.
I agree with it,
He's
but
getting ridiculous.
Devin Booker's line is valid too.
Yes.
He needs to shove people in the chest, not in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, Leo.
Okay. If you're gonna object to what I'm doing, then look me in the eye and boom, do it that way.
Yep.
So, with that being said, though, Leo's got the perfect description. There are lots of guys that we know we've played with that he's great when he's on our team, and as soon as he's on another team, you want to
kill him.
You want to punch
And then Montrezl Harrell with the little
It's like
altercation.
Randy. If he's broadcasting somewhere else, we want to kill him, and he's working with us, we want to kill him. It's like
Similar thing. What about this Montrezl Harrell thing with Giannis? When Giannis wanted to take some free throws after the game, Montrezl Harrell's like, no. He said, this isn't.
Who's Montrezl
Milwaukee.
Harrell? Does he run the
Get
building?
that
Is he
outta
facilities
here.
manager? Like it happens all the time.
I know.
We see
This
guys come
guy-
out on the floor and shoot after whatever. Game 3 this year, Malachi didn't play. He's out there after the game. People are taking pictures at half court.
We saw
and
it
he's
in the
working on his game.
playoffs years ago with Kyle Lowry out there, DeMar
Kobe used to
DeRozan.
do it all the time.
All the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So, I
Now,
mean,
the people in Philly are obnoxious.
There's guys that you hate. There's
I
guys,
think
that
Montrezl
you,
Harrell's got to worry about himself.
Yeah.
there's guys that you hate to play against, but there's also guys that you hate to play with too. And so these guys,
hold
I don't
on a
know
second.
if it's trending in
We're
that
talking.
way.
We're talking about a guy in Philadelphia that's in charge of the ladder that has his feelings hurt because Giannis moves the ladder.
Yeah.
Really, in Philadelphia?
People have feelings in Philadelphia.
Well, I got to tell you, they were all ready for the booing of Ben Simmons on Tuesday night. That was pretty weak. Stan Van Gundy said it on the broadcast. I remember Vince Carter coming back to Scotiabank.
That was crazy.
That was ruthless.
Yeah, it was.
And it was, to me, it was worse than LeBron going back to Cleveland or to Miami.
Yeah.
Like, it was Vince coming back to Toronto,
okay.
everything. And it continued for years.
Yeah. Here's what I don't like. So I'm going to give Simmons his due. He's coming back. He's playing better. But don't make a comment like, get louder, boo louder. Don't make a comment like that, because when you were in Philly and they booed, how'd you react? Did you say boo louder?
Yeah.
No. You cowered up. So now that you're out of there, don't give me this. Just shut up and play.
Yeah,
right?
You're right.
Because you know what? Because I don't like. I remember that part. And I remember this part. I put the two together. So if you're not going to do it there, don't do it here. You know.
Can I end on a positive Raptor thing too? Pascal Siakam, it feels like it's been an eternity since he's played. He will come back, hopefully within a week. What do you think you can pick up watching from the sidelines? How do you think he could be better, even better, which is going to be hard to do because he's been all world?
Well, we used the stat on the air tonight. I might have the number. It's pretty close. His teammates shoot 43% from three on his assisted passes that lead to a three.
Great stat.
So what does that tell you? Like, he's getting paint touches. He's drawing a second, third defender. So I think for him, he's watching going, wow, this is how I can get these guys these kind of shots. And I think, you know, Leo, you were a great passer, so you understand. He was.
He was.
I don't remember.
But I think from the bench, I think he's seeing, because you could see tonight they couldn't get easy shots.
No.
I tell you what, as Pascal's playmaking is off the charts.
Yeah, it is.
When he gets into the lane, you know why they're shooting 43%?
Boom.
Because the passes from the lane, it might as well be a coach standing there passing. They're on time, they're on target, and there's nobody around because the defense is totally
wide open,
compromised.
But it only
You're
works.
wide open.
It only works because he is such a threat to score.
Yes. And you have
he
to
does
honor
score.
that.
You have to honor that.
Yeah.
And it's a bang. You know?
Yeah. Another YouTube.
Okay. This was, one more YouTube question. This is from Tim Mata for Jack.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Yeah, I can eat my onion rings.
I got Jack stabbed. It's all right, man.
All right.
I got Jack stabbed.
What? Jack Stabs. Give me.
My
What
Tim, I don't
you
have
have
a
no
Tim.
idea what you're getting into.
No, you don't want to do that. I got an early day tomorrow.
You have no idea what you're getting into.
You don't want my Tim.
Mortgage your house.
What cologne would you say Drake wears? You look better in the jacket, in my opinion.
Wow. I will say this. Number one, wearing Drake's coat tonight, and it was his idea, not mine.
Oh, sure it was. Yeah.
And it was. I didn't ask to wear it. He just handed it over to
I
us.
don't think I'd ask him I could wear his coat.
No.
It was incredibly warm and cozy.
Yeah.
I love the little teddy bear. And number two, he obviously wears great cologne because the coat smelled like really nice.
Yeah, you smell nice.
No,
And I said to
I
him-
was wondering why you smelled so good.
It's not my.
I wanted to hug you after the game, but I
My
didn't know
cologne
why.
is like $1.99 at the
Shoppers
dollar
Drug
store.
Mart.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And Matt definitely doesn't wear nice cologne, so I've sat with him enough
Is
times.
that right?
So I said it's the
with you on
smell
that.
from the coat. It's. So it was fun, but you know here's Drake. The thing I love about Drake is that he gets it. Like he understands we're all having fun. It's show business. It's entertainment. And it's, I don't know, what is it, game 18 tonight? It's a long season. Let's have some fun a little bit.
Yeah.
And people, crazy thing, people remember that more than they do strategic things that happen in a game. It's nuts, but he gets it.
That's what we're trying to do on this show. Just have some fun, right? You guys have
Play
fun?
hard, play fair, play together,
What are
have
you
fun.
looking at me like that
When
for?
are we going to start having fun?
What are you looking at me like that for?
At what point in time?
You know what? You might be done from the show. You
Wow.
might be done.
Whoa. Anyway, well, who, wait a minute. Christian
Yes.
is making that decision. Not
Okay,
you.
well,
You're
I'll
just,
talk to him. I'll talk
you're
to him.
Can I
just
stay?
I'll
talent.
talk to him.
Can I
The
stay?
executives that are here, they'll make those talent. You're just,
But hey, the Poobah Gelfand is here.
Can I stay?
Hey, shout out Michael
The
Gelfand.
Poobah.
He's
I'm in.
See,
So I'm in.
you've been
Shout
overruled.
out our boss, Michael
the
Gelfand.
big
Let's get
boss.
him out of here.
The general manager has spoken.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up there. Next game for the Raptors.
What's that? A new
Saturday
host?
night.
A new coach?
No,
new
Saturday
host?
night, 5 p.m.
Leo,
tip,
you're
early
okay in our
tip.
book. Don't worry, we got your back.
Early
Thanks,
tip,
buddy.
come to Real Sports.
Luka!
Hang out with us. I'm trying to do the close of the show here.
Go ahead.
Is a Grey Cup coming?
No. Oh,
Wait, there's a crowd of 2 out there, Randy.
Down to 1.
5 p.m. tip. Come to Real Sports. Join us.
Here's our
Hang out
Grey
with
Cup
us.
right
All
here.
There you go.
Thank you for watching. We'll see you next
Here's
time.
to the Greg.
Grey Cup. Here we go.
Shout out to the
Yay.
Argos. Shout out to the Argos.